So typically when we're talking about ab exercises, it's either a crunch or a sit-up or something that causes this to shrink in, which is thoracic flexion, or it's something by means of a plank or a stomach vacuum, which I think are much more ideal exercises, but for all intents and purposes of the video, we're going to say that most of your ab routine is some sort of crunch or a leg raise or something that is shortening the distance between, say, your sternum and your pelvis, right? So we do all this crunching, all this crunching, all this crunching, and what happens is our hips actually start to rotate forward, and you get this kind of look here, where your butt sticks out, which then causes your belly to come up and around, which makes you look fat, even though you may not be. You might have some abs, but because of the angle of your hips, they're forward instead of back like they should be with your tailbone tucked down under. It's like this. See what that does to my belly? So there's one type of very important stretch for you to do, and really all it is any kind of stretch that involves thoracic expansion where you're coming back up. Okay, so probably one of the best ones, don't know that my camera angle can catch all this, but you'll be in a split stance, one knee on the ground, one knee straight forward, and you're gonna reach up and over and just open up all this belly area. And what it does is it lengthens not only your abdominals, but by means of this leg being down and reaching back, you'll feel a stretch in here, which is your hip flexor, also known as your psoas muscle. And if your psoas muscle is tight, it's going to pull on that pelvis and rock it forward. Okay, so that's probably the best stretch you can do. Another one is just the prone cobra, I think it's called. But really, we're laying backwards on a medicine ball like so, with your arms up overhead. And if you do this one, get your hips up. Don't let them stay down here. You get your hips up. Once again, you start lengthening that hip flexor muscle, the iliopsoas muscle. And you want to keep your arms up overhead, just so that you're getting the full thoracic expansion, a lot of extension through this area. Okay, that's going to help keep your hips in line where they're supposed to be, and it's going to keep your abs from tightening down and messing up your posture.